I thought I would do another video titled "A Frustrated Christian Reads YouTube Comments." I really appreciate the comments section most of the time. There's definitely like trolls and shills and bots and things and people that just are angry at God and Christians, and they want to let me and other Christians know that they're angry about things. Like I don't spend a lot of time going to other videos saying like, "You're wrong. What are you talking about, idiot?" No, I'm trying to be positive in the Christian community, and if someone leaves a comment, I'm trying much harder to be, not so sarcastic with my responses and really try and help someone if they want help. Like sometimes they don't want help, they just want to be right. So I'll start off our dear brother here, Good Time Folk Rock. He comments on the channel quite often, and he's a brother in Christ. I know that. He's let me know a few times now that he's not a fan of my view on biblical cosmology. He says, "Not trolling you, Josh. I respect you and would never do that to you, but I'm not buying flat Earth. I have traveled extensively and know that if I fly straight like from east to west, north to south, I will come back to where I started from eventually, like a circle or a sphere. It's not flat in my opinion, at least. Praise Jesus." YouTube has cracked down on much or all of the good videos that show you that no, the globe is deception and the flat, motionless, domed biblical Earth is true. When it comes to planes, even Google admits that there's no curvature from a plane. Some people have come on here and said, "I can see the curvature when I've traveled on a plane to this place." Even Google says there's no observed curvature from a plane. And they say something like you're not high enough to view that. But that is a lie. There's no curvature because there's no curvature. And when you see, if you research into emergency plane landings on a globe, like my point is about bringing this up, on a globe, they go from where the plane's taking off or where the plane was when it had the emergency, and it goes way over here and way over there and finally to its destination. But on a flat Earth map, the plane has trouble right here and it goes straight to the source to land on the nearest land to land on. That's what my point is. So that's one way to prove the Earth is flat, motionless, and domed, because planes will fly, right? If you're in an emergency, like they don't have fuel, or there's like a whatever kind of emergency on a plane where they need to land ASAP, do you think they'd take their time and go, well, let's go over to Jamaica for a while and turn left? And no, they'd go to the nearest landing spot where they can land because it's an emergency. So on a flat Earth map, they go to the nearest destination. So what I say to our brother here, in love, I say, "You've told me many times, bro. LOL, thanks." Because he's let me know many times, and it's just kind of an ongoing thing. I respect you, but I too disagree. YouTube has cracked down on good videos proving biblical cosmology, flat, motionless dome with God's firmament earth, knowing, not thinking, not just whatever, knowing this brought me to Jesus and the Bible. It really did. That's why I'm defensive about it, because it helped open my eyes to the Bible and Jesus and salvation, and that I'm a sinner in need of a Savior, and that Satan and the world, Freemasons, atheists, have fooled us about what the earth is. Why do they do that? Because it hides God in the Bible. To me, the Bible, especially Genesis, reads exactly the opposite of what science says and gives the truth. I trust the Bible more than I trust man and the world. And I say, again, knowing this brought me to Jesus and the Bible and made me realize the scope of Satan's deception. There's no curve from a plane, even sold-out Google claims this. Antarctica is an ice wall circling the Earth. Antarctica is not a continent. We're not allowed to go visit there because the UN says, no, no one can go visit there. Why? Because if you go north to south, if you go straight to Antarctica and keep going straight, you will run into the firmament dome. How do I know this? Because the world is biblical. Have I seen it for myself? No. Why? Because they don't allow people to explore there. They want people to think Antarctica is an icy continent that has nothing but penguins and ice. And no, why would you want to go explore that? It's an ice wall surrounding the Earth, keeping the oceans and seas in, and you would find the firmament dome if you went far enough. And I say, holding in the waters, there's a firmament. It's a dome that covers the earth that God says he made. God says he made a firmament. What is the firmament to people that don't believe in flat earth? There's waters above and heavens above and God literally above us. Look into planes' emergency landings. On the so-called globe, they don't make logical sense, but on a flat earth, they do make sense, like I just explained a minute ago. The sun and moon are close, and there's no other suns or moons, like science says. That, like, when you research, quote unquote, outer space, science says that all the so-called planets have suns and moons and other things, and there's a galaxy of all these other things, and we just can't comprehend it because we're just a speck of nothing randomly rocketing through the universe, when no, God made one sun, the greater light, one moon, the lesser light. The planets are nothing to land on. They're like the stars, but they wander. They're lights in the sky. There's no land to land on. There's no alien life on them especially. That's a deception in these end times. So Genesis is true and literal. It's more than the shape. Reading Genesis to me confirms this 100%. Honestly, brother, you're brainwashed. Satan and Freemason science, with all their 666s buried into it, was burned into our brains at an early age, right? You go to school, the globes in the classrooms, they teach you all the heliocentric garbage. And I say all our lives, I trust the Bible, not man and the world. It's up to you. I know the earth is biblical. And please research the so-called heliocentric model. Do you know what it looks like? It's insane. God bless you. So I don't mean any disrespect to our brother here. But honestly, if you don't want to look into flat earth, which is like not the best name, like it's biblical cosmology, there's more than just the shape of the earth. But if you look into biblical cosmology, and then if you look into what science and man says with the heliocentric model, really research that and understand what that looks like in reality, what it's supposed to be doing. I've seen this. There's diagrams on YouTube. It's harder to find now, but the Earth is a rocket ball spinning by itself, rocketing through space, spinning around the sun with all the other planets spinning and rocketing. If you understand what they're trying to say, you will go, how come I don't feel any of that? How come there's like no like shrapnel from outer space rocketing to Earth? And like, I have no concerns about global warming or climate change. All of that is nonsense. They're just making money off that, obviously. It's another movement made to take people away from God and truth, and it's just a waste of money, and it's a waste of like trying to help the world. You know the world, the one that's going to hell in a handbasket? Let's try and save it, even though there's no saving it. There will be a new heaven, new earth, new glorified bodies for believers. This is what God promises, and this is what will happen. I feel great not worrying about any climate change, global warming, or any of that because I know the earth is biblical. It's much more than the shape. Can you, like, brothers and sisters that don't understand me, can you at least understand that it's not just the shape that matters, it's how old the world is? It's about dinosaurs and cavemen, it's about evolution, it's about the Big Bang, it's about what the world and man says, man and woman in the world, or it's what the Bible and God's Word says. When I read Genesis, I cannot help but see that the world is biblical. It's flat, motionless, and domed with a firmament. That's what I get from it. That's what's clear to me, and it's painfully clear because Christians want to go, no, I want to believe in Satan's lies some more, because that's what it actually is. I'm not trying to be rude. The globe and evolution, the Big Bang, etc. You notice how they have TV shows about space and the Big Bang Theory show, which I cannot stand. It's just comedy, right? Like, it's brainwashing people into thinking about a false reality. I'm very passionate about this because this is what made me realize I was a sinner. I am a sinner, right? I'm not perfect. But the difference between me and other sinners, I have Jesus Christ. I know that he's real. I'm not trying to sin, but I do like fall to the side sometimes and like get angry and like, everyone has their cross to bear. Everyone has their deals in life that they deal with. It's not easy living in this world. We should truly try and help each other. But I'm a Christian that's not going to go, well, you believe in lies, so I'll just go pat you on the back. Your lies are fine. No, I'm like, I might piss people off sometimes, or they might not like me if I comment sarcastically or something, but I'm trying to help. This is no nonsense. This is like, we're last days. The truth is important. And for people that say it's not a salvation issue, it doesn't matter to me. For me, it kind of was, because that's what brought me to Jesus and the Bible. To my, like, when I realized that, I went, they did it. They've lied to us about everything. And there's so much more to go along with that. I've covered it on my channel. I have playlists about this. You know the cartoons from years ago, the Flintstones and the Jetsons? The Flintstones, right? And they even have Freemason stuff. They have a secret lodge they go to. The Flintstones are cavemen. There's no such thing as cavemen or evolution. There's evolution of certain, like, there's adaptation is what I'm trying to say, not evolution. Like, a fish didn't get legs and turn into, like, a bird, and then dinosaur, like all of that stuff. There's no monkey men, missing link, stuff like that. God created Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. That's how creation is. That's how he made man and woman. There's no evolution. There's no Neanderthals. There's no cavemen. There's no dinosaurs. I know. If you look into what museums have, there's no real bones there. It's all composite whatever, because, oh, the real ones would be too fragile or something. Please look into these things. Again, remember, YouTube has cracked down on much of the truth community because they put their little smoke screens from Wikipedia. They don't want people waking up because they lose more power that way. They want people brainwashed into the satanic world instead of waking up and being free in the biblical world. So again, the Big Bang, evolution, and all of these things go along with the heliocentric model. The sun is not the center of the universe. It is not 93 million miles away. It is local. It's one sun. It's a light in the sky. It's the greater light. The moon is the lesser light. The moon does not reflect off the sun to get its light. It has its own light. You can tell this. People have done research. If you point a thermometer into the moonlight, it is less than when you put it back into the shade. The moon actually has a cold light to it, and the sun has a hot light, right? Like, God made the world to have some balance with it, right? Anyways, I'm ranting here, but the earth being biblical is important. And I don't know how a lot of Christians don't want to, like, understand this, and they defend Satan's world, which is nonsense. There's so much deception. NASA is founded by Freemasons and Nazis. Werner von Braun, one of the founders of NASA, put on his tombstone Psalms 19:1, I believe. I sometimes forget, but I think it's Psalms 19:1, and it's about the firmament declares the glory of God, right? Why? Because there's no outer space. There's a firmament dome. There's even videos out there of people sending up a little, like, man-made little rocket, whatever, and they send it up for how long it goes up, and then it, for some reason, it stops all of a sudden and starts rotating around because it hit the firmament dome. And I will switch it up here. I'm waiting for the person's response because, sometimes I like having little debates with people, but I have a video called Mac DeMarco, Freemason, and someone named Face8968 says, so what? And I say the quote-unquote small g god of Freemasonry is Lucifer, light bearer, who is Satan. All famous people are sold-out Masons. Please research the world you live in. Come out of deception. Jesus Christ equals truth. And then I say, your YouTube tagline on his YouTube channel says, truth, love, and freedom to all. If you don't know Jesus Christ, you don't know truth. And then he says, I've done much research. Well, I've done a lot of research too. I don't want to compare here, but have you, like, daily for years, all heart, mind, soul, and strength? Because if you haven't caught on, I'm passionate about these things. I'm passionate about the truth, maybe more than the average person. I'm not bragging, but just saying, like, I'm not worried about what people think about me. I want the truth. I want God's truth, and I want people to be saved. So I say, or he says, I've done much research. I'm aware of all that you're likely to say because I've been dealing with irrational zealots for years. Yes, I'm a zealot because I love God and the truth, and I make videos. No one has to watch them, but they feel the need to comment on them all negatively. And he says, if you're ready to engage with reason, let me know. Reason is key. And I'm frustrated sometimes I answer these right when I get up in the morning, and I'm just like, oh, give me a break already. So I say, whatever, dude, you'll find out. But then I comment back again saying, the world is biblical. The Bible is true. We're all living it. Jesus is God. He died for all the sins in the world, including yours. Again, your channel has a tagline of truth, love, and freedom to all. Explain what the truth is to me. I've explained it to you simply that Jesus is the truth. You disagree, so what you got? So I'm not trying to like be rude here, but I want to see what he's going to say. He'll probably say like, be kind to people and blah, 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 and be a good person, live a good life, even though the Bible tells us we're not good people. We may think we are, and we do some good works here, walking a little old lady across the road, being kind to your neighbor, helping out. That stuff happens, but again, I'm just waiting for his response. I might make an update video to this to see what he has, to see what he got, right? If he has a tagline on his YouTube channel that says truth, love, and freedom to all, what is truth to him? And most people have love, but a lot of times they don't have love. And freedom to all, the truth sets you free. Once more, what is the truth? Be a good person. No, the truth is Jesus Christ, his death, burial, and resurrection, the gospel of truth. So brothers and sisters, this was a little different video in the comment section here. I'm trying hard not to be frustrated with people, but like I do this daily and I've done this for years. So sometimes when someone's like a little behind the curve, right? A little behind the curve, then I'm like, come on, people, catch up. Like, we're living in the last days. Research already, soul search. Strive with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength for the truth. It's not easy. And YouTube has cracked down on so much. It's not like it was in 2015 when I was just waking up to things. And there was a lot of like content out there that wasn't censored. You could research flat earth or biblical earth, and a lot of good stuff would come up. A lot of garbage would come up. But now it's like all garbage. They filter it. They shadow ban people. Most truthers, most Christians know this, and it's hard. So brothers and sisters, everyone else, God bless you.